What's up guys, it's Lord Botha here with another video, and honestly, I thought we were past this. I thought dealing with the shit show that was The Acolyte was over.
Wrong.
I thought we didn't have to talk about this anymore. The show had been canceled. I didn't have to relive the pain of having to go through The Acolyte anymore. But here we are talking about The Acolyte once again. And why are we talking about The Acolyte again? Well, because Amandla Stenberg can't keep her mouth shut. Like the vast majority of Hollywood actors, she thinks that her opinion must be known to all people and that the fans of her show, how few there were of them, are clamoring to know her opinion on the cancellation of the show.
Oh shit, here we go again.
And so she made a video to post on social media, and it's been picked up by several major outlets on social media, and essentially she does two things in it. She thanks the production crew and the fans for enjoying the show and making the show with her, and she also blames the alt-right and conservatives for spewing vitriol and living in echo chambers that got the show canceled. Here is sort of the highlights of the video right here from Culture Crave. I'm not going to play the whole video for you because it's over 8 minutes long. You want to see it, you can go ahead and get on social media. You can find it pretty much anywhere. Just search Amandla's name. She's quoted as saying, "It's not a huge shock for me that the show was canceled." Well, yeah, of course it shouldn't be a shock for you because the show was dog shit. Of course, I live in a bubble of my own reality, and we're going to get to that admission there just a minute. But for those who aren't aware, there has been a rampage of vitriol that we have faced since the show was even announced.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
When it was still just a concept and no one had even seen it. Well, that's because a bunch of leaks about the show had came out, and leaks about who was running it, what their background was. People already had experiences from other shows, knew the tendencies of Disney as a company, and could pretty much guess the direction this show was headed towards. That's when we started experiencing a rampage of hyper-conservative bigotry and vitriol, prejudice, hatred, and hateful language toward us.
You sure about that?
This really affected me when I first got the job because it's just not something, even though I anticipated it happening, it's not something you can fully understand what it feels like until it's happening to you. Okay, Amandla, so first off, people reporting on the show can't be held responsible for what some few insane people might tweet at you or send wildly into your DMs. There are some crazy wackos out there, and you should just not listen to them. The second is, if you're referring to the actual large YouTube channels and content creators, those large pages on social media, and I refer to those because most of the media outlets actually gave this show pretty strong praise when it was in development and coming out, those content creators, the vast majority of them typically try to remain apolitical when reviewing shows. And a lot of them judge shows on the merits of their actual production and storytelling. She goes on in the video to blame the alt-right for the cancellation of the show, and also says that we all live in our own political echo chambers.
Yes.
But she also says that one side's echo chamber is the one that spews hatred and vitriol.
Oh, come on!
And others, anything that they don't like, because they're adverse to change. Now keep in mind, she's already admitted that we all live in our own echo chambers. And she's also stated that she lives in a bubble of her own reality. But at no point does she ever think that maybe it's her side, her beliefs, her echo chamber that might be getting it wrong. Maybe it's not the other side that's drowning you out with hate and vitriol. Maybe it's that the majority of people just didn't like your show for well-defined reasons. For instance, how does fire being released onto a stone floor and wall spread throughout an entire stone and metal facility, burning it down and causing it to explode, which is a thoroughly unrealistic and bonkers kind of happenstance, when you also take into account that that fire spread within, I don't know, minutes? How does criticism of that have anything to do with race? How does criticism of the little Otter Man character, changing his apparent allegiance to Soul, then May, then Soul again, and back and forth through his actions, and how that doesn't make sense, how does that have anything to do with race? How does the fact that Osha and May seem to choose between different allegiances to the Jedi and Sith almost every 5 minutes in this show have anything to do with race or politics? How does the fact that every set on this show looks bad and cheap have anything to do with politics? All these are valid criticisms that have nothing to do with politics, race, or society. And it is overwhelmingly the reasons why people did not like this show. And you can see her statement at the bottom here. And I have to thank Leslie Headland. I just fucking love that bitch. One of the best people in the world. She's so incredibly talented and unique. I will love this experience with her forever. Hiya! She's one of the best people in the world. Yes, former personal assistant to Harvey Weinstein. One of the best people in the world.
Okay.
She's so incredibly talented and unique. Yes, so talented and unique that she made one of the biggest flops in Lucasfilm history. It's clear that Amandla is completely removed from reality. She's in a socio-political bubble that she, under the surface, clearly realizes that she's in, but she'd rather remain ignorant than accept the fact that her side might actually be wrong, that her belief systems might actually be wrong, that she might actually just be a bad actress and it has absolutely nothing to do with her race or her sexuality, that they created a show that was not popular simply because it was a poorly written show with bad production elements in it. She refuses to acknowledge all this and instead chooses the comfort of ignorance and blaming those to which she has political disagreements with. But those are just my opinions on this. If you have your own opinions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. If you liked this video, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, I appreciate you watching all of it, and we'll talk to you again later.